and circle visitors, you ride the showers in order. You missed all the whiteheads on the beach and let all the flowers fall from your hand. No one says I love you with spread arms in the governance. And write your names in the letters in the smoke some down the shore. Remember, no one ever let you. But suddenly your window's shut and bang like a car over bottles. You set the sky with a red grain like a red fish. You're gonna hit it sooner or later. Oh, the birds are gonna fly over fields near the ghetto. Oh, the old man in the town with the pen and the power. Oh, the storm full of tears. It's time to change the way you feel. Say, you are here and I am there, but you answer to me all the same. And fly go around me and fight what social strain. Lifeless names you pray, and now you're done, little one. You bring a mount of honeysuckle, yeah. But now you're sad. You never thought that the butterflies would ever be like this. And my happiness, I suppose, is watching all go down and around. And now all the while sitting by counting time and to throw it in a pile now. In a waltz to the falls, you pick it up where you left off and said, hey, my name, that's a sign to all of my letters. Oh, my name, the one that makes you dream and despair. Says, yeah, my words raining over you like a stormy hour. My tides are the same, control me, pierce your hours. Whoa, I said it once, in the wind, in the wind, in the window. I said it once, oh, in the wind, in the wind, in the window. Baby, 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 I'm gonna be your only. Baby, 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 gonna be your only. Ooh, my sailor, my sailor, my sailor. Ooh, my sailor.
One, two, three.
Come on! Come on! Come on! Hey! Come on! Come on!
Baby, come on.
Ow! Oh, Come on! Come on!
Good evening, Stamford Musicians Group. Good evening, Facebook Live. Good evening, YouTube. And good evening, Twitch. I'm Frank Tosto. Welcome to another edition of BandSetter Live Stream Show. We are 1 week away from Memorial Day, the official start of summer. And you know what? We've been talking in the last couple of months about seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I think it's fair to say that we have now emerged from the tunnel and we are seeing more light than ever. You know, music, live music especially, is back. Restaurants are open, venues are open, arenas are open, and even indoor venues are now open. So that's good news. Lots to look forward to this summer and lots to get to. So let's start with the show this evening. We've got visits from Mr. Mike Soma. Nick Amico will be here. Matt McDonald will be back. We have a debut from a gentleman by the name of Pete O'Neill, who's new to the area. Check him out. You'll be in for a treat. Damon and Dude will be here. And then we also have a premiere of a video that myself and a bunch of great musicians were involved with, 25 or 624, that great song from Chicago. So please hang out for that. But now we will start with my good friend, Mr. Nick Carter. Nick, take it away.
This is called Old Hat. I found the hat you gave me on 4th of July, all rolled up, one side a little frayed. Never caught the moment in a diary. It still feels like only yesterday. Over coffee and a smile, you handed me a box, said your window shopping meant the impromptu. well-worn piece from Panama, a head-on perfect fit. Second hand with a touch of love, felt brand new. Took me back to a small garage apartment where mint chip was all it took to make you glad. And promises rolled easy off the tongue. That was back when you and I were all we had. Well, I tried it on and flashed back to our inner alley cats, barefoot dances, moonlight swims, the orchid of a girl and the rebel of a boy, all the times we saw brim to brim. Like that summer day lost in mid-December, sweet stolen Tuesday afternoon, cheap wine on the rooftop, best we'd ever had, playing hooky on a blanket set for two. All this time leaves me watching the clock now, and old boxes full of who I was. But let's drop the needle on the vinyl, and old phase will take us back. Inside the grooves we'll dance away the dust. Took me back to a small garage apartment when mint chip was all it took to make you glad. Promises rolled easy off the tongue. That was back when you and I were all we had. Back when you and I were all we had. Old Hat.
As always, Nick, that was an absolutely gorgeous song. I love that song.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Nick.
Good to see you. Good to see you. You know, you said 8:05, so I'm here. I hope I'm not late, man.
No. As evidenced by the fact that we're both on at the same time, so you're not late.
Good,
hey,
good.
hey, Nick. First of all, you're in a different setting. Are you local or are you traveling?
I'm traveling. I'm in Vermont at the moment.
Oh gosh, look, I've been meaning to get back to Vermont. My daughter actually went to University of Vermont, and we look forward to taking 3 or 4 trips up there. I'm a beer guy, so buying as much Vermont IPA as I possibly can get my hands on.
That's a great place.
Oh yeah, we miss it. What part of Vermont are you?
In Burlington, not south, actually in Charlotte, just south of where UVM is.
Oh, sweet. There's a brewery by the name of Frost Brewery right outside. I'm just trying to think. I think it's right outside of Burlington. I'm not sure what town it's in. But if I don't know if you're a beer guy, but if you are, just stop in there and pick up some Frost beer.
Frost. All right.
Yeah. One of my favorites. What have you been up to? I mean, we are now heading into the summer. And do you vacation or do you spend a lot of time in Vermont?
This will be our first real summer up here. This house, what you're seeing me in, is a cottage that's been renovated.
Nice.
And we thought about this over a couple of years ago, and the renovation actually just kind of wrapped up in the last month.
Wow.
So there's still work to do in the yard and all that stuff. But I've been up at that song is the recent one written, Old Hat. Just down in Nashville a week ago. Wrapping up some songs you've heard before here to get some final mixes together, because there's an album called it's going to be called Letters from the Underground. Nice. Which talks about, you've heard me do songs that are sort of a nod to street singers and subway singers, sure. Subway stories.
Yep. And
the album will be out later in the year. It's it's going to take some time to put it together. If Richard Keith is listening in, I want him to know that I'm going to be reaching out, because he's a great designer, and I think I'm going to need a little bit of his expertise in putting that design together, because I do want to make it a nice looking package. So
he's your man. He's also, he comes with the sensibilities. I think it's one thing to say, anybody, folks that are talented in this way can design stuff, but you need that sort of sensibility as well to sort of go into that. And I think
you are so right, Frank. And he actually designed the cover and input on the first album I did called Lost Weekend.
Oh, sweet.
and very elegant photography work that he was willing to help me put together. He put it together.
That's terrific.
So, but anyway, so there's the song you heard tonight, plus this enterprise that I've been trying to take care of down in Nashville, and so I've just got new songs to write. I've got 3 or 4 that I don't think anybody's heard yet that'll go on an album after.
And who are you working with down in Nashville?
I'm working with a place called County Q Studios, County Q Recording, and it's a great shop. It's known to folks who, folk singers, Kathy Mattea, and other people who, Kathy, sort of country music icons.
Yeah, sure.
And she's someone I've met over the years and gotten to know a little bit. I wouldn't call her an intimate close friend. I wouldn't be presumptuous to do that, but she's a really nice lady. And she asked me once, she said, "Where are you recording this project?" This is about a year and a half ago. We talked about this, and I said, "County Q." And she said, "Oh, I love those guys. They're great." She said, "I've had sessions there and parties there." So the guy who runs it is named Paul Skolton. He's a wonderful drummer. You would appreciate that, my friend.
Yes, I would, yes.
And so Paul is the one who owns and runs the studio. I have a great engineer named Nick Lutz, Ace Lutz, and then a really fine group of musicians, 3 or 4 really excellent guys who come in and play. In this case, the album will have a mix of mandolin and fiddle and cello and stuff like that, and stand-up bass, and another acoustic guitar player along with me.
That's awesome. That's
So
awesome.
what-
And
no,
how
wonderful.
how long will the project? Do you foresee the project taking?
Good question. My guess is that this will round the final turn, probably in fourth quarter, late third quarter. End of September or into October. We'll see.
Well, keep us posted.
I
Certainly. Now the next song we're going to play is "Taking Care of Me." This is about a dog. I guess it's a tribute to it. It's as you set up, and we'll let the audience listen in, of course. But as you set it up, I'll kind of give a little bit away.
Please
talk
do.
about how dog, kind of how the part the dogs play in your life. We spent the last 2 weeks. We're not dog owners, but my son, who lives in the city, is a dog owner. He just got a 6-month-old. I'm sorry, he got a pup who's now 6 months old. He's an Australian Shepherd. I don't know if you know anything about Australian Shepherds.
Wonderful dogs.
Oh, they're wonderful. Really, really smart, but extraordinarily enthusiastic and extraordinarily energetic. And so this dog, for the last 2.5 weeks, just drove us crazy, but in a good way. Like he was just having to, and he just exactly. He today he was here yesterday. My son picked him up. My son was away, and my wife and I are like, we miss him. Like we already miss him. Like like what we've got this like dead zone in our house now, right? Anyhow, so take us through this next song. What can you? I think of giving some of it away, but
No, not a problem at all. I'm glad you did that. So this song is actually written in honor of our own dog, Penny. Penny's a golden doodle. She's
Nice.
11 years old. She's going strong.
Beautiful.
And she's just we've watched her bring out the smiles of strangers, right? Kids come up and want to pat her. She's about 65 pounds. She's not a tiny dog.
Wow.
But she's very sweet, and
That's great.
she's not aggressive, not an aggressive bone in her body. And we think reasonably intelligent dogs, she has habits, and she reminds you what time of day it is almost. She's kind of
That's
fun.
awesome.
Very cute. Very good
That's
pup.
awesome. So why don't we go ahead and give it a listen and a view. This is Nick Carter, "Taking Care of Me." Here we go.
Thanks, Frank.
Hi, this is a song called Taking Care of Me. If you have a dog around the house, this song is for you and for the dog. Here it is. Driving home from work, I'm cut off by some jerk. Most days I'd flip a birdie in the air, but a voice deep inside says, man, let it ride. Get on home, 'cause someone's waiting there. My key turns in the door. There's dancing on the kitchen floor. Before I settle down, a ball drops in my lap. Nose nudges my elbow and says, let's go. And I exhale slow and remember how to laugh. Hey, the evidence is everywhere that love is simple as can be. Here I think that I am taking care of her, but the fact is she's taking care of me. I almost stopped for a beer at a bar not far from here, but Lord knows I do not need the carbs. Besides, when I get home, I'm gonna be one-on-one with a fluffy coach who gets me running round the yard. Don't you know the evidence is everywhere how love is simple as can be. Here I think I'm taking care of her, but the fact is she's taking care of me. I can't believe there was a time I didn't want her. No need for another mouth to feed, but I was vetoed by my wife and son and daughter. Sometimes what you don't want is just what you need. So as it is each night, this furry friend of mine takes me on a tour around the block. Now these strolls after dinner, I swear they're making me thinner, and feeling like I'm turning back the clock. You know the evidence is everywhere how love is simple as can be. Here I think that I am taking care of her, but the fact is she's taking care of me. Here I think that I am taking care of her. Oh, the fact is she's taking care of. Truth is she's taking care of. Fact is she's taking care of me. To every good dog everywhere, thanks for listening. Taking care of me.
Sorry, you caught me out at a very rare moment. And that was beautiful. That was really pretty. So many lyrics there just sort of resonated. We missed our little 2-week babysitting gig with our dog, our dog sitting gig. That's a great song, great sentiment. As always, you have a way of sort of capturing, certain empathies and certain things in life that are just awesome. So thanks. Really great. By the way, the name of the town is Heinsberg. That's where just south of Burlington.
Very near.
Yeah, Frost Beer Works. If you get a chance. So are you coming back anytime? I mean, you're how long are you going to be in Vermont? And when?
Well, this will probably be. We'll try to be up here a lot during the summer. But to answer your question, we're back in a couple of weeks, back to Connecticut.
Great.
And I'll be back periodically just to check on things at home and all that good stuff. So we'll be back and forth. But we hope to spend a good amount of time up here. There's some nice music communities up here, and
yes, they are.
Things open up. A couple summers ago, I was lucky enough to get a regular gig at a couple of places up here, and they've reached out just saying, once things open up, we'd love to get back in touch. So we'll see where that goes. Things change, so
Yep.
it's I think it's approaching definite, but we'll have to see. So.
Well, there's definitely some notable musicians that come out of Vermont, especially University of Vermont. That's where Fish got their start,
Yep.
and that's where they sort of made their way. But awesome. Nick, as always, thank you again for joining us. Great songs as usual, and we look forward to seeing you soon. And enjoy the weather, enjoy the time up in Vermont, and we'll check back in with you soon.
Always a pleasure, Frank. Stay well, stay safe, and looking forward to the next time.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye. Nick Carter, everybody. And now back after
Frank.
how many months, Mr. Mike Soma?
Oh,
Mike, I love that.
It's been too long, Frank.
I love the angle
See?
you're. What
Got the
is
shirt.
that? Is that what you're doing? Great shirt, by the way. That's the.
I
for
wanted
those
to
of
show you my posters and the guitar.
I dig it. I dig it. That is for those of you at home, the uninitiated at home. That's the Stamford Musicians Group shirt that we had made up a couple of probably about six months ago, maybe 8 months ago. I'm not even sure when, but we haven't been advertising those shirts enough. We really ought to get back to that now that people are starting to wear short shirts again, right? Anyhow, so what have you been up to, Mr. Mike? We have not seriously. I haven't talked to you probably in about 3 months, 4 months maybe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've been so busy. Just sold my house in Stamford, moved to a different house in Stamford, and it's
All
my
right, good.
dedicated music room, and also
Keeping it-
where I work during the day. So I just wanted to show you some of my posters in the back and the guitar. Thanks for
I love
hosting
it.
this throughout the whole pandemic.
Yeah,
It
well,
worked out very well, and just can't wait to get back to a normal open mic. I missed you on Saturday in Westport. We were probably 5 minutes apart because I just
really?
left.
Oh, you had just left. Oh man, I had look. This is not a knock on Westport at all, but I had the most difficult time getting from the exit to downtown Westport. There was so much traffic, and then on top of that, couldn't find any place to park. It literally took me, no exaggeration, 45 minutes to an hour from the time probably about 45 minutes from the time I got off at exit 41 to the time I made it downtown, or at least parked my car and walked downtown. So anyhow, but so sorry we missed each other, but next time there'll be others. Dave Rao has been doing those those pop-up type of jams, and I think this was his third, maybe even his fourth one. I missed Richard Keith. I'm so sorry I did. He opened up at 12:30. I just figured he'd be hanging out, and he left. I guess he was, Richard, if you're watching, where the heck did you go, man? I got there as soon as I could.
He opened up the show. I caught him, and he said he was going to drive back to Cape Cod. But he's in one of my videos tonight, actually the second video.
Okay.
You'll see him performing there as well.
Well, okay, so you actually submitted 2 videos. One is a cover, and one is one you wrote. Which one would you like us to start with?
Yeah, if you could do the original one that I wrote, the first one, Break Out the Blue.
Yeah,
I
that's a great
recorded
song.
it in my backyard, and I was going to set up the amp and the mic and all that stuff. And well, let me just do it and just submit it, get it over with, because I've been AWOL for so long. But thanks for playing that one first.
I've seen you do this, at our old Murphy's open mics, etc. I think you had just written it. No, I'm wrong. This one was written. I can't remember. Was this written prior to the pandemic or during the pandemic?
This is way prior to the pandemic.
Yeah. So then
the first song that I ever wrote, actually.
I'm thinking of the right song because I remember you doing it, and then you also wrote a pandemic song, right? I think,
Right,
and
that
I
was the
remember that.
second song I wrote.
I didn't mean to confuse the two, but this is a really nice song. It's called "Break Out the Blue," obviously referring to, I believe, Mr. Johnny Walker. Am I correct?
Johnny Walker Blue. It's about enjoying life and take out the best liquor you have and serve it up, because we don't know what tomorrow would bring.
Hey, man, I'm with you, man. I'm already there.
Excellent.
So here we go. This
Thank
is
you.
Mike Soma. Yeah, it's Mike Soma. This is Break Out the Blue. Here we go. Hang out, Mike. We'll be right back to you.
Dust off that box with the perfect bow. Break that seal, this night is real. What a fine bunch of fellas we got right here. Thanks so much for a perfect year. Pull those glasses from the upper shelf. Specialized cube tray has met its day. Fancy speech not needed. Your presence alone makes me feel at home. Break out the blue. Tomorrow may not come. Break out the blue. Cut that tag on that fancy dress. Tonight we're gonna look our best. Out of the steak and the tiramisu. My heart stops when I look at you. No talk about money or what needs fixing. Not our jobs or that messy kitchen. Break out the blue. Tomorrow may not come. Break out the blue. Shut that laptop in that session. Put down that phone. I feel so alone. You're my Facebook friend. So they say, don't care what you ate. Yesterday, that Cuban cigar, it has been cut. Its heart is tuned and it's waiting for you to take the time to check out your stuff. You take an inventory, you see it's covered in dust. Fire pit's blazing, but beer is cold. Not getting any younger, so what? We're old. Break out the blue. Tomorrow may not come. Break out the blue. Tomorrow may not come. Take those glasses from the upper shelf. Pour a drink, enjoy yourself. Take those glasses from the upper shelf. Pour a drink, enjoy yourself. Take those glasses from the upper shelf. Pour a drink, enjoy yourself. It's the blue.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great,
thank
some
you.
great wizardry in terms of lyrics in there. I like that. A lot of good, a lot of nice lines in there.
Thank you so much. I remember I performed it at Bobby Q's, and a couple of millennials came up and they gave me a high five. They really liked it. So
They're like,
that's a good
whoa.
feeling for someone who I never intended to write any songs, but you guys really influenced me to just go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
So
you made mention of that once, and I was so impressed by that. I didn't know, you and I have known each other a little bit, but not, I haven't, I know you were one of the first individuals that attended our open mics when we had them at the church, etc. At the time, you were doing a lot of covers. I didn't know that you didn't write at all. And then again, when you probably approached me with that one particular song, you said, it was one of my first songs that I'd written, and that you were inspired by Richard Keith and just a bunch of others. And that was so cool to hear. That's kind of what this community is about, right?
absolutely. And before I forget, I just wanted to mention that the Hibernian Hall is actually open. It opened officially last week, Thursday. I went
All
by
right.
for a few drinks. It's good to see people there.
So, do
So
you have any announcements?
yes, I do. The president of the board was there. He says on Friday, if you want to come by and have an open mic, do it. So I'll be there Friday at 6 p.m. to kick off the memorial.
I think your video just went out, but we are. Let me just repeat what you just said.
Yeah.
Okay. We can hear
Okay.
you, by the way, Mike. It's okay. Can you hear us?
Yeah. Little difficulties there.
All right. So
Yes, I
why don't
can
we do
hear
this?
you. Can you hear me?
I can definitely hear you. It's the visual that we're having trouble with. But just to repeat what you said, so just again for those that may or may not know, Mike did a really nice job of organizing an open mic at the Hibernian Hall right downtown Stamford. Just a bunch of folks would come by, have dinner even, like some drinks, just kind of a really nice casual atmosphere. I met some lovely people there and a really nice setting. And so I'm glad to hear that you are officially announcing that you are now back and is it sort of a defined amount of time, or is it just something that you'll do as long as they'll have you?
Yeah, well, it's an experiment. So Friday, we'll try it at 6 p.m. I'll be there with the guitar and the portable lamp, the small lamp, and one mic. So anyone's welcome to come by and play a few songs. And if it brings business to the pub, then it'll be a permanent thing on their calendar. So it's just something to see. And
well, let's make sure we advertise that on the Stamford Musicians. Yeah, let's make sure we advertise that as well on the SMG page, as well as the Fairfield County page, et cetera. Yeah, great. So let's go ahead and play your next song. This is a cover song. I think most of you will recognize the actual song itself. Not a new song, obviously. But also, this was filmed, I believe, at the Murphy's open mic. Am I correct? You're definitely at Murphy's here.
This is a combination of Murphy's and also Bobby Q's.
Oh, right,
because there's a couple together. It's actually two clips in one.
Okay,
and
all right.
Just to bring the spirit back of a real open mic, which seems to be coming back very strongly. So, thanks for playing that. I appreciate it.
So here we go. This is Mike Soma doing Positively 4th Street. Here we go.
Thanks.
Say you are my friend. When I was down, you just stood there grinning. You got a lot of nerve. Say you got a helping hand to lend. You just wanna be on the side that's winning. You say I let you down. No, it's not like that. You're so hurt. Why then don't you show it? You say you lost your faith. That's not where it's at. Have no faith to lose, and you know it. I know the reason you talk behind my back. Used to be among the crowd you're in with. Do you take me for such a fool to think I make contact with the one who tries to hide what you don't know to begin with?
Nice. That's pretty good. Oh, yeah.
I made a devil woman. She took my heart away. She said I had it coming to me. I want it that way. Well, you know that any love is good loving. I took what I can get. Ooh, look at those big brown eyes. You ain't seen nothing yet. Baby, yet. It's something you're never gonna forget. You know, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't been around.
All right.
Kind of an abrupt ending. Hey, I want to apologize on behalf of my producer, Hans, who didn't watch that entire clip the entire way through. He didn't mention that there was a second song there. So, yeah, come on, Hans. Anyway, that was cool. You know, it brings back memories. I saw the Ed Train vehicle in the background there, and then Richard in the good old days before he moved up to Cape Cod and barbecues. We're all hoping that those venues, barbecues, Murphy's, etc., all sort of reopen in full force, in full form, the way they were, and hopefully will continue to represent what they did to us all these years. So, Mike, thank you again. That was awesome. Thanks for sharing all of that with us.
Thank you so much. And like I said, if anyone's around Friday, 6 p.m., I'll be there regardless. We want to stop by, sing a song. If not, in the future, we could always revisit it. But it's a little experiment. I know it's Memorial Day weekend, but we'll see. It's a good place to hang out.
Sounds good. We'll see. Awesome. Thanks, Mike.
All right.
See you soon.
Thank you so much, Frank.
Take care.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Hey, Nick Amico, how you doing, man?
Doing well. How's it going, Frank?
Doing well. Just talking about Murphy's. Last time you and I saw each other was at Murphy's. You were kind enough to do a song. We did that songwriter in the round thing. Remember that? That was awesome.
Awesome. That was one of my favorite gigs that I've done there. It was like, it was all like the heavy hitters of the local.
Yeah, I mean, you
fun.
You included. Yeah, that was awesome. I don't know. I have not really. I'm just starting to peek my head out. I'm like, I have not really re-engaged with the folks at Murphy's. I really ought to one of these days just to see what's happening. Do you go down there, by the way? Is that a place that you frequent?
No, I mean, we haven't been going out. I mean, we just got the second vaccine. We're 2 weeks in now, so now we're starting to do restaurants. We just did our first little hotel getaway type of thing over at in Greenwich, which was nice. And so now we're just kind of, starting to get back out there.
Hey, I'm in the same boat. My wife's, I'm a little bit more. She's a little bit more guarded than I am. But I got my second vaccine. I would say almost a month ago. So I'm good.
It's time. It's time.
It's time is right. Well, we've got Eric Rabaska and Mike Baumwell and a bunch of folks are playing up in Bridgeport this coming Saturday, and I'm gonna help them with the sound, etc. And so it'll be really my first venture indoors. Know, and I'm still debating. Like I'll probably wear a mask. Like I don't have to perform, right? So. But hey, it is what it is. At least we're out. That's kind of like, that's the trick.
Exactly. It's the people who are not vaccinated that are at risk here. It's like, it's up to them, to decide what's, comfortable for them. But the fact that we're vaccinated, I mean, makes all the difference. We can start gigging again. We can start going to shows again. That's what it's for. That was the point of it all. So, hopefully we keep seeing those numbers go down and can get back to doing what we love to do.
Hey, before we get to the song you submitted, what's new with Nick? I know you're involved in several projects. You want to sort of expound on some of that?
Sure. Just the wind up still. I mean, we got done in the studio. We went up to Dirt Floor Recording up in, I think it's Hamden or Connecticut, middle of nowhere in Connecticut, which was great. Cabin on the top of a mountain type of thing, which was a lot of fun. And just starting to book gigs. We're starting to book. I've got a acoustic gig at Club London, the hookah bar in front of Tawa Monster Bees. I'm going to be on the patio on Friday, and then we're going to be doing an electric set end of June. And trying to book some gigs, New Haven, trying to get out there.
Yeah, so Club London, you're right. It used to be Tawa, right? It's no longer Tawa, right? I mean,
Tawa's still there, yeah. They still do delivery and food there, yeah.
Oh, so what is Club London then?
They sold off the bar area and then are doing a sort of like American menu, and they have hookah there. It's a lot of fun, actually. We went and Quinn from Hoseman
Yeah.
did an open mic there, or not an open mic. He did an acoustic gig. And yeah, they were great. You know, they have the PA out on the patio, and everybody had hookahs and was just out on the patio. So it was a good time.
That's something I've never really done, the whole hookah thing. It sounds cool, but maybe one day,
Yeah.
Bring out the blue. All right, so set up what we're about to watch and hear.
A cover.
I'm
Who
gonna
do
let
the
you set it
Blowfish,
up.
man? They didn't really change much with music. They didn't reinvent the wheel, but they just
Come
did
on.
it. They did a good job.
They're Hootie. Come on.
Just good times music. And so it was a rainy day, so I played a sad '90s song.
But talk about it. Talk about a guy that literally reinvented sort of who he is. Literally, I mean, he starts out being part of a huge, and then goes off on his own in a whole other direction. Like what
blows up his cover. His Wagon Wheel is a cover that became a monster hit. Like that was insane. I don't know. So he's done well. He's done well.
All right, so this is Mr. Nick Amico doing "Let Her Cry" by Hootie and Blowfish. Here we go. Hang out, Nick. We'll come right back to you.
Sounds good.
All right, I'm going to play a little rainy day song for you.
Sits alone by a lamppost, trying to find a thought that escaped her mind. Sits down to one night most. Stops how far behind. She never lets me hear, only tells me where she's been when she's had too much to drink. I say I don't care, I just want my hands, but I care that I'm afraid I got to never fly away. Just let her cry, let the tears fall down like rain.
Like that little salute. I love that.
Yeah, I like don't know how to open. I didn't know how to close. So I was started with like, all right, guess we're gonna get going. And at the end, like,
you gotta take a
so
page.
bad.
You gotta take a page out of Richard Keith's, because every video that Richard submits is like, hello folks, Richard Keith here.
Yep. Nick Amigo here to do a song.
Nick Amigo.
Yeah, I can do it.
You can certainly do it.
A page out of some of
Yeah,
these.
you know, we get inspired by other artists such as Richard, and so anyway, that was cool. And I always marvel at how well you balance your voice with your guitar sound, because I mean it's hard to do. I think one of the challenges that a lot of us have had in recording ourselves is, okay, how loud should the guitar get, and relative to my voice, but I can't remember. Do you use a second mic? Is there a mic sitting anywhere nearby? Or are you using your phone mic, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I have my phone mic,
voice.
and then I have a separate mic that I sort of set up
Okay.
nearby, and then pick up both, and then use the audio and sort of edit one and blend in some of the cell phone audio as like based off of what sounds good.
Yeah, nice. All right, cool. So thank you for that. And so anything to promote, anything you want to talk about in terms of what you guys are up to? If not, that's totally cool. We're just all starting to get out ourselves.
Yeah, just start a book. Like if there are gigs open that, people see that, there's an opening on, it could be electric, it could be acoustic. I know everybody's looking for gigs right now too. So we're booking, and I'm looking forward to getting out there. And the gig at Club London on Friday. If you guys are around, want to enjoy some hookah, sit outside. It's a really nice patio area. Got some good food, and should be a good time. A couple of songwriters.
Great. Well, Nick, thanks again. Always good to see you. My best to your family. Hopefully the baby's okay and everyone
doing great. Doing great as always.
Awesome. Well, thanks, man. We'll see you next time. Until then, be well.
Yeah.
Take care. So I just want to say, Matt, I blame you for all of the New York Mets woes. All right, I blame you. I do. I saw you in the green room with a hat. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Man.
It's been I mean, I don't know. Are they still on top of it?
No, they're not. They're not on top of anything. Are they?
Well, they were.
If they are,
they were like recently, but maybe not anymore.
If they are, that has got to be the most atrocious division. Meanwhile, they were predicted to be one of the strongest divisions, right? And yet they are just all collectively, for our sake, good for our sake rather, collectively crumbling.
I know.
So, but
pulling up the standings here, I'll give us a definitive answer.
All right,
but you got to be careful, Frank. You don't want to pull a lateral oblique or anything.
It's amazing. You look at that. You look at that starting lineup, and you're like, wait, who's left? I mean,
who's left exactly.
So anyhow, but I've said this before. You and I share a. By the way, I'm just looking it up right now. The Mets are still, incredibly enough, a game and a half above all the others in the North the national national.
Well, because they played so. If you look at it, they played so many fewer games. It's crazy.
Yeah, and plus they played a lot of their own divisional. They had a lot of divisional games, but they seem to play like the Rockies a lot. Like didn't they just play the Rockies?
They're always playing the Rockies.
All right, so Matt, you've got a few tunes for us this week. If you wouldn't mind setting them up, I will find them on my little list.
Yeah, I was hanging out with we went to Florida. We took a trip to Florida. Got on a plane and did that thing. We're vaccinated and everything, and that turned out fine.
Was that? Were we a little nervous about that or no? Just hopping on.
I mean, I think I was generally nervous, but I have faith in the vaccine, and so I was like, probably be fine. It was a calculated risk.
All right.
So I was hanging out with my cousin, and he plays the mandolin, and we were playing a bunch of songs, and he kind of inspired me to learn a couple songs and revisit a couple songs. So these are two of them. So this is Ripple.
I was going to say, you want to start with that one?
Yeah.
Do some dead here. Okay. So this is Ripple. This is Mr. Matt McDonald, Mr. Met fan himself. Here we go. Hang out, Matt. Be right back.
All right.
hearts did glow with the gold of sunshine. And my tunes were played on the harp unstrung. Would you hear my voice come through the music? Would you hold it near as it were your own? It's a hand-me-down. The thoughts are broken, perhaps they're better left unsung. I don't know, I don't really care. Let there be songs to fill the air. Ripple in still water when there is no pebble tossed, no wind to blow. Reach out your hand. If your cup is empty, if your cup is full, may it be again, let it be known. There is a fountain that was not made by the hands of men. There is a road, no simple highway between the dawn and the dark of night. And if you go, no one may follow. That path is for your steps alone. Ripple in still water when there is no pebble tossed, no wind to blow. You can choose to lead must follow, but if you fall alone. If you should stand, then who's to guide you? If I knew the way, I would take you home. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da da da. La da 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 da.
Okay, so first of all, really nice version of that, and that's the it's so cool that you can really just pick up. You hadn't played that song before, right? Just according to your story. And
Oh no! So that one I revisited. So that one
Okay,
that
well
wasn't
then-
one that I just picked it up.
Come on, man! I was on a roll. Just go with it. Yeah,
No, but
that's
it's
right. I
still,
just learned
hey,
it.
I'll
Yeah.
still take it, man. It was good.
So, couple
I
fun
liked
facts.
it.
Couple fun facts about that song. Number one, Robert Hunter, of course, is a Stanford High School graduate. So you didn't know that. That's why you
No, I
watch
didn't
this
know that.
show. Yeah. He's from Stanford. Number two, he wrote that song the same day he wrote "Broke Down Palace."
Wow. Productive day for that guy.
I mean, it's one of those things where you go, wait a second, you can. And there was another song. Hang on, give me a second. I'll find it. I saw a note on it, and there was another song. It doesn't matter. Okay. But bottom line is that's an awesome song. I was looking for my notes here somewhere else, but So cool. All right, the next
Yeah.
song is
This one I did learn. This one I had not played before. I played it with my cousin, and I was like, "Oh, that's a cool song. I should roll it out for Frank's thing."
You tell me if I'm wrong on this one. This is Glenn Campbell, right?
Glenn Campbell.
All right,
yeah.
good. All right.
It's not like I'm even a big Glenn Campbell guy, but it's a cool song.
I thought you're gonna be like, no, it's the Abbott Brothers. Like, what? Whatever. All right, so there's a band I know nothing about. I just know who they are. All right,
I've heard of them.
Yeah, I've heard of them. All right, so let's go ahead. This is Gentle on My Mind. Matt McDonald. Hang tight, Matt. We'll come right back to you.
It's knowing that your door is always open and your path is free to walk. That makes me tend to leave my sleeping bag rolled up and stashed behind your couch. And it's knowing I'm not shackled by forgotten words and bonds and the ink stains that are dried upon some line. That keeps you in the back roads by the rivers of my memory. That keeps you ever gentle on my mind. It's not clinging to the rocks and ivy planted on their columns now that bind me. Or something that somebody said because they thought we fit together walking. It's just knowing that the world will not be cursing or forgiving when I walk along some railroad track and find that you're moving on the back roads by the rivers of my memory, and for hours you're just gentle on my mind. Though the wheat fields and the clotheslines and the junkyards and the highways come between us, and some other woman's crying to another 'cause she turned and I was gone, I still might run in silence, tears of joy might stain my face, and the summer sun might burn me till I'm blind. But not to where I cannot see you walking on the back roads by the rivers flowing gentle on my mind. I dip my cup of soup back from the gurgling, crackling cauldron in some train yard. My beard a rough and coal pile and the dirty hat pulled low across my face. Through cupped hands round the tin can, I pretend to hold you to my breast and find that you're waving from the back roads by the rivers of my memories, ever smiling, ever gentle on my mind.
That was great. By the way, the other song was "To Lay Me Down." I had to look that up. I knew I knew Robert Hunter had written that song along with two other great songs, "Broke Down Palace" and "To Lay Me Down," all in one afternoon, and drinking essentially Greek wine. What do they call it? What's the name? Ritsiva or whatever it's called. Anyhow, but yeah, isn't that cool?
That is super cool.
And then Glenn Campbell, interestingly enough, didn't write that last song, but he was also drinking Greek wine when he recorded that. Yeah, no, very few people know that part. Anyway, I just made it.
I'm pretty sure he was part of the Wrecking Crew, Glenn Campbell.
He was. You ever see the documentary?
That documentary, yeah.
Awesome
Super cool.
documentary. Yeah, absolutely. Well, super cool, as are you, Matt. As always, thank you again for coming through for us each and every time out. We hope to have you back next time. In the interim, please stay safe, be well. Let's go, Mets. Mets suck, by the way, and we'll
top of the division, baby.
By the way, I said that to Susan Carson. I said, by the way, Mets suck, and she's like, what? She's not. she's a Mets fan, but she's I don't think I'm giving anything away. She's from Ohio originally, and so I said, well, that's kind of a greeting us Mets fans.
Yeah, that's fine. It's Mets, fine. It's good. We get it.
Mets suck. Okay, because we know why. All right. Hey, thanks, Matt. See you
soon.
All
right. Thanks, Frank.
Take care,
Later
buddy. And that, of course, Mr. Matt McDonald. And Matt, I just want to officially just give you a send off. See you, man. So I want to welcome to the show Mr. Pete O'Neill. Pete, how are you?
I'm great. Honestly, it feels really good to be talking to another human being again.
Live in person.
Almost as close as we get, so far, but hopefully a little bit better sooner. So.
Before we get to things, you are a New Yorker, or at least you lived in New York City. You actually moved to Stamford recently. Are you a Mets fan by chance?
You know what? Actually, I saw you guys talking about the Mets. I'm originally from Boston, so as a kid, I was a huge Sox fan. But since I got into music, it sort of fell by the wayside. So
all right, well then good. You've taken the high road. Thank you very much for that, Pete.
No problem.
So I was impressed by Pete. I should just mention to folks, Pete was kind enough to post a recording of one of his songs. I think it was an original song that you did on the Stamford Musicians Group page. I reached out to Pete and said, really good stuff. Welcome to the area type of thing. And, we do this show every once in a while and would love to have you on it. So I thank you for joining us this evening. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You said you're originally from Boston, but you lived in the city. You still are a gigging guy in the city. You've got a band, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I can be a member, but I've been a session guy in New York for like the last 15 years, so playing with as many bands as I can, and just recently started doing more of the solo thing as we got into pandemic life. I before the pandemic started, I decided I was going to try to release something like every month, and I did it, and thank goodness, because last few months, has finally been getting to me. Last year I made it through, but I got to say, February and March were like pulling my hair out. I'm ready to go out, meet some new people, meet a new community, and get out of the house finally. As fun as it is to work on Logic and write songs, I got in this business to play live and to inspire people, and without having that, I kind of feel like there's a part of me missing. So it's good. I got a few gigs coming in now, and I'm so eager. Trying not to seem too over eager about it. Play cool, but
it's okay. No, you don't have to. We all get it.
All right, cool.
We're gigging. Yeah. Listen, we want you to pay. Yeah, sure. We'll pay. I'll pay you.
Right. I know. We're almost at that point.
So you tell me you've got a cover and an original that you submitted. Tell me which one you'd like to start with, and maybe you can set it up for us as well.
Yeah, I guess the first one we could do Castles. That's the original song. Okay. I was walking in a really rich neighborhood out in Eastern Queens and realizing that if it was time to get off my ass and start writing some stuff. So it was like sort of a do or die moment, a lot of death imagery, but also kind of juxtaposed with some hopefulness and some joy. So it's kind of about, coming out of the closet as a musician, what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I enjoy songs about death as much as the next guy. So we're all in for a treat.
Cool,
Pete,
cool.
Hang tight. We'll go ahead. This is Pete O'Neill from New York, now a Stamford resident, singing and playing an original by the name of Castles. Here we go.
Drunk in a fever, sitting, I face it, weighing this choice in my head. I go stare outside my front window, dream I could dance with the dead. Out in the darkness, I can feel shadows scratching for stories tonight. Open the curtains and I see your faces standing around the first light. view to me means everything, and I don't ever want to go back. Skeletons rattle their bones with some envy, stumbling close to the edge. And I can remember when you stood beside me, blazing away, no regrets. And the view to me means everything, and I don't ever want to go back. 'Cause I never felt so free. Does it ever really last? And the view to me means everything, and I don't ever want to go back. 'Cause I never felt so free. Does it ever really last?
I think I can speak for everyone out there watching in that when I say that there's nothing cooler than somebody playing a fretless bass.
Oh, thanks, man.
I mean,
Thanks.
just nothing cooler.
I'm a glutton for punishment, so you know.
Man, that's sweet. I mean, there's artistry just in that alone. But that music, that song was excellent, well phrased,
Thank you
well
so
sung.
much.
Hats off. So I saw your tag at the end, your sessions, etc.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's I mean, thank goodness for the lessons and the sessions that got me through this pandemic. A lot of my musician friends, when things first shut down, they had to leave the city. That's it. They're they're done, or they're finding odd jobs. I mean, even December, January comes around. Every day I would go up to my wife and be like, I think I could be an accountant. I think I could maybe do this, and like trying to examine like these new possibilities. And now that things are finally coming back, it's just like, oh man, I can have a purpose again. I can do my thing.
So I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but so you do that professionally. So you are you do sessions and
yeah, I mean, I have
and
been for the last maybe about 10 years making my way through either teaching or doing sessions or whatever, and lots of gigs and stuff like that. So if any of you guys are looking for a bass player, please don't be shy, hit me up. I'm eager to get out the door and jam with everybody. I'm sitting here like with this notebook, and I'm like writing down. I'm like Murphy's, Bobby Keys. I'm like writing all this stuff down so that I can come hang out with you guys and see what's going on in the area. Because it's normally I would have been out there already, but it's hard to find out what the cool spots are. So again, I'm really grateful that you reached out today. It's really helping me a lot. So.
Well, Pete, remember Frank Tosto. Just remember my name.
Of course. Yep. I got you underlined and circled.
No need to talk to any other musicians.
All right, you got it. Mum's the word.
I'm just kidding. All right, so why don't we play with we'll play the next song, which is a cover. Why don't you set this up for us?
Yeah, sure. A lot of my students were requesting this song "Perfect" by Ed Sheeran. It's now like one of the biggest like wedding songs out there. And so I was watching all these bass playing heroes of mine online. They're doing all these crazy techniques, and so I was like, hey, I could do that. And after months and months and months of practice, I put this together. So
sweet. Here we go. This is Pete O'Neill doing Ed Sheeran's "Perfect." Here we go.
Thank you.
By the way, I could do that.
it took a couple takes. I'm not gonna lie.
Holy mackerel! When you were flying, I'm like,
thanks, man.
Mackerel. I always get caught up with like, where's that extra note coming from? Because he's doing something with his pinky. He's like, it's coming.
Yeah,
from
it's
somewhere.
a lot of television watching while just sitting there with the guitar and annoying whoever's sitting next to me. So
awesome. Now, are you also a guitarist?
Yeah, actually, most of the lessons that I do are actually guitar lessons. But you know, everybody needs a bass player, so usually when I get the call, it's for bass. So
I'll tell you a real quick story. So we actually later in the show we covered 25 or 624, and I've been reading a lot about Terry Kath, and I was amazed when I read that Terry Kath started out as a professional bass player.
Really?
He was like the bass player in like all of like all of the gigging groups, and then somebody's like, "Hey, do you also play guitar?" He's like, "Yeah, I play a little guitar." Like meanwhile, he's like one of the one of the big names that. So it's just amazing when you're talented and you know a string instrument. And so. God bless. Well, Pete, this is a revelation. Thank you
for
joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It feels great to be a part of a new community. It's been a long year, so I'm happy to get out there and meet all you guys in person real soon.
Well, the pleasure is ours, and we certainly will look forward to meeting you in person. And we do this show every once in a while. It's not a set schedule, but we'll certainly keep you abreast of the next one, and more to come.
All right, great. All right. Great to meet you. Thank you again.
All right. Thank you, Pete. Pete O'Neill, everyone. All right, take care, Pete. Pretty good stuff. Hey, I actually hit alternate. I did it again. Oops, I did it again. I actually hit the alternate university. It's not your time, guys. It's not your time. But I will say, God, there's some super feedback happening.
I got a lot of love on Saturday, guys. Thank you.
Alternate Universe ID. Thank you for joining us. We're going to come right back to you. We're going to start with Charles and Leslie, and we'll come back to all. Yeah, keep on drinking though. We'll keep on drinking.
Join in with those guys.
I hate doing that. I accidentally hit his. Wait, hang on. Wait, I didn't mean to cut off Kate. Hi, Kate. Kate, I hope you're hanging out because we're going to come right back to you guys, okay? All right, we'll see you in a bit.
What are you doing?
Those guys. Every time we do this show, the Alt ID guys all hang out and kind of party. I mean, not party, but they get together and they're very jovial and it's so fun to see that.
We party too. Yeah, we party also.
So I'm going to do this again. Check this out, Charles. Ready? I'm going to mute Leslie's mic because she's got feedback happening. Right? Watch
I do not.
Now, am I right? Yeah. All right. Let's. That was good. Classic, Charles. Hey,
please.
What do you got? What'd you guys think of Pete O'Neill? Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, he was great. Loved him.
I'm like,
great stuff.
Well, let's put it this way: Pete is better than I would play it because I don't know how to play it.
Pete, listen, this is not a disparaging comment about anyone. Pete is one of the best I've seen. I mean, and
really good.
Anyhow, all right. So you both have provided for us a couple of things. Number one, a couple of videos. But Charles, I don't know if you saw this, but Charles said to me, "Hey, Frank, Stamford Musicians Group should not have an apostrophe in the word musicians, right?" So you're like the 10th person who said that to me. So I figured, all right, today I'll knock out the apostrophe.
It's funny though because it's on the T-shirts and on the images and on the banner that we used to have. It's all correct. It was just the Facebook page that had the apostrophe in there.
And you're not the first person who said that to me. So today I was just like, you know what? I think I can change it. So I changed it. Right. The minute I changed it, somebody writes, hey, is this correct? I kid you not. I'm like literally within a minute, like, are you? And then there was this debate about, whether it's a possessive term. Anyhow, long story short. Yeah, thanks for that. Leslie, we definitely have some feedback happening on your end, but that's okay.
Right. Charlie, you do all the talking.
Charlie, tell me what we're going to hear and see.
So we got a couple of tunes. I think first we're going to start with a jazzy kind of piano tune called Don't Get Around Much Anymore.
Cool.
There are a bunch of different versions of this song. I actually, as I have with a lot of tunes, was first introduced to this song by Paul McCartney because he covered it on one of those throwback albums that he did, like when he was doing 50s songs or something, maybe in the 80s. But of course, it goes back way before him, and there are a bunch of different versions out there. So Leslie sent me a piano-based version, and we kind of took off from there and put our own sort of spin on it.
So don't get around much anymore. That's the name of the song.
That's the full title, yes.
All right. So this is Dame Leslie and Charles the Dude doing Don't Get Around Much Anymore. Here we go.
Missed the Saturday dance. Heard they crowded the floor. Couldn't bear it without you. Don't get around much anymore. Thought I'd visit the club. Got as far as the door. They have asked me about you. Don't get around much anymore. Darling, I guess my mind's more at ease. But nevertheless, why stir up memories? Been invited on dates. Might have gone, but what for? Awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. Darling, I guess my mind's more at ease. But nevertheless, why stir up memories? Been invited on dates. Might have gone, but what for? Awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. Awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore.
Yeah, I love that. That was really, really cool. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Leslie, I was trying to unmute your mic, Leslie.
Thank you. It's like, take me off mute, please.
I accidentally did that.
Yeah, I know.
So Leslie, where did you come? Yeah, what prompted you guys to do that? Where were you exposed to that song?
Can spit it out, Frank?
I can.
I was, I think, in the car listening to either Sirius XM. I heard it, and it's this woman, Deborah Silverstein, and I listened to it, and I thought, I can do that. And then I kind of wanted to mirror it off the Harry Connick Jr.
Okay.
But that was the simplified version of it, I guess. So
awesome. So yeah. Charles, tell us what we're going to hear next.
So next we decided to do a little bit of a rock and roll, and this was another one that Leslie picked. But we started off doing it sort of close to the original version by the Hollies, but then we slowed it down just a little bit and kind of killed the main riff to do something different on the guitar. Put it through a fuzz pedal, put some delay on everything, but I think we still did a good job of capturing the feel of the original.
My former band used to do the song. Not an easy song to sing, and I think I heard the song earlier. I heard Leslie. I think you nail it. What do you have to say for Leslie?
Am I off mute? I'll do it really quick. I actually felt that this was a better song than the other one. Actually, I felt it. I thought, can I do this? And I think I did a pretty good job.
Yeah, Leslie,
Thank you.
I would concur with that. You did a very nice job. So let's go ahead and play. By the way, I'm not mean. We have an echo thing happening with Leslie's mic. I'm not sure why. We will fix it next time. But let's go ahead. Without further ado, this is Damon the Dude, Long Cool Woman.
Saturday night I was downtown working for the FBI, sitting in a nest of bad men, whiskey bottles piling high, a bootlegging boozer on the west side, full of people who are doing wrong. I'm just about to call up the D-man when I heard this woman sing a song. A pair of 45s made me open my eyes. My temperature started to rise. She was a long, cool woman in a black dress, just a 5'9", beautiful and tall. Just one look, I was a bad mess, 'cause that long, cool woman had it all. I saw her heading to the table, where a tall, walking, big and black hat. Charlie said, I hope that you're able, 'cause I'm telling you, she knows where it's at. Suddenly we heard the sirens, and everybody started to run, jumping under doors and tables. Well, I heard somebody shooting a gun. Well, the DA was pumping my left hand, and she was holding my right. Well, I told her, don't get scared, 'cause you're gonna be spared. I've gotta be forgiven if I want to spend my living with a long, cool woman in a black dress, just a 5'9", beautiful and tall. Just one look, I was a bad mess, 'cause that long, cool woman had it all. Had it all. Had it all.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. That really was. Wait, did I? Hang on.
I'm
Go ahead,
trying
Leslie.
to find.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to find my inner rocker chick. Now you can mute me.
No, I won't. Actually, the echo's gone, right? Is the echo gone?
It sounds better now.
It does. I don't.
Well, oh, no, I spoke too soon.
Hello. Hey, so when are we getting together and doing something?
Soon. We need to. You know, I was traveling for a while. I was in Atlanta for a couple of weeks, but I'm back now and
cool.
And fully vaccinated, as I know Leslie is as well.
Good. Let's do it.
Yeah, at some point maybe we'll get together and put something together.
Yeah, Sound City. We should go to Sound City, maybe. Yes.
Yeah, let's do it. We'll
Okay,
definitely
cool.
we'll coordinate. We'll coordinate on the back end. But
I'd love that.
Thank you again, Leslie, and thank you again, Charles. Leslie, it was good seeing you on Saturday, and Charles, we'll see you soon.
I was going to say, good seeing you on Saturday and everybody out there who played on Saturday. It was nice meeting everybody face to face. It felt
really.
fantastic. It was a great day, so it was really nice.
Woo! See you guys later. Take care.
Bye-bye. guys.
Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
You're in the field.
All right, so left to right, we've got Tommy, we got Joey, we got Dennis, and we've got Kate, the fourth member of Alternate Universe ID. Kate and I have never met until this past Saturday, and it was a pleasure to finally meet you face to face. You've been on the show in the past. You've been an ardent supporter of the show, so thank you very much for being part of our community. We really appreciate it. It was really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, great. Tommy, you're wearing your shirt. Thank you very much. Mike Soma was wearing his shirt earlier, so I forgot. I still have a box full of shirts. I should really put them back for sale or whatever. I haven't advertised those shirts in a while, but
just come bring them to the gigs and sell them when people watching the band.
Right. I'm sure there's a
Dave Rohr's.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a huge market for those shirts.
We could give them away to the homeless. We'll find people to wear them.
All right, so we've got a little bit of a different setup this time around. We've got one song that Tommy does for Tommies. I like it. You cannot go wrong with four Tommies.
I mean, I don't know. Lucky Katie, right? What's better than one Tommy? Four Tommies, right?
What's better than one, right? Exactly. This is a Tom Petty song, but before we get there, we will then follow that with So this was kind of interesting. So Dave Rao did a pop-up show that he's done several times in Westport. He did a bunch last year as well, and it continues into this year. You all were requested or were asked to play,
correct?
But you split the gig between Alt Universe ID, which was the incarnation that we see right this second.
Right.
Yeah.
But you also had Alter ID there, and you know what? I should. What did I say?
You said Alter ID.
I don't know the name. Is it Alter Ego? That's where. By the way, that's where the Alter ID name came from. You remember
Every time you give us a new name, we got to do
Good
another
idea.
band. So it's crazy.
And Dave Platt is part, and Dave and Sherry, welcome. And Dave Platt is part of Alter Ego, of course.
Dave
So
Platt plays with everybody. Don't consider yourself special.
I know. He's a guy.
Plays with everybody.
Well, I just saw them in the green room. I know you guys know each other, so I figured I'd bring them on. But all right, so
figured if Kate was there, then I should be there too.
right.
We're just groupies tonight.
Yeah. So just real quick, I'll tell you why I split the bill. Because Dave reached out to me and he said, I want Alt ID to play. And I'm like, well, we're not a real band. We've never really played live before.
We're not actually
so we got together and we managed to get 5 songs down. I said, but I wanted to get up there. So that's why I did 5 with Alt ID and 5 with Alter Ego. And that's how that happened.
Sounds great.
So, and it worked out good. It worked out pretty good.
I thought so too. Like I got there a little bit late. I think I missed a couple of the Alter Ego songs. Actually, no, I missed all of the Alter ID songs. So I think I saw the Alter Ego set. And I was explaining earlier to someone that it took me 45 minutes to get from exit 41 to downtown Westport. I mean, it was just nuts.
Vicious traffic and even brutal parking.
Yeah, incredible. All right, so this is Tommy by himself, a great Tom Petty song. I always forget, Tom Petty only has about 1,000 songs that you know and love, right?
All amazing. All really
and every once in a while you're like, oh, I forgot about this song. This is such a great song. So Tommy, thanks for covering. This is a song called Walls. Tommy by himself, 4 Tommies. Hang out, everyone. We'll come right back to you. And now let's sit back and enjoy 4 Tommies.
Some days are diamonds, some days are rocks, some doors are open, some roads are blocked, sundowns are golden, then fade away. If I ever do nothing, I'm coming back someday, 'cause you got a heart so big. If you crush this town, I get pulled out hurricane that keeps in the danger, holds on to pain. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you cry. Part of me is ocean, part of me is sky. But you've got a heart so big, it can crush this town. And I can't hold out forever, even walls fall down. Some things go on. Part of me you carry, part of me is gone. 'Cause you got a heart so big, you can crush this town. And I can't hold out forever, even walls fall down. You got a heart so big, you can crush this town. I can't hold out forever, even walls fall down.
The hell was that?
Jumping to the forest.
You know,
Hold on. So
And suddenly the lion goes.
Make a whale sound or something. I could have put whales in there. I don't know.
What are the whales in a coyote?
we have a question from Dave. Dave, question.
yeah, so Tommy, you've been holding out. That was really great mandolin work.
It was awesome.
Why do you never bring that thing to a gig?
I keep
12
saying
pigs.
that
I
to
don't really play it. I just
That was awesome.
You obviously play it.
Well.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
sounds like something you guys need to discuss maybe offline a bit. But I was equally impressed with the video editing. Dennis, I'm sorry. Listen, I know you're really good at this, but Tommy's starting to gain some traction here. So
Especially with the kangaroos. I gave
like
the 5-minute
that whole
instructions and
Disney
off and
thing,
running.
you know.
In fact, there was no smoke.
Yeah.
well, I know that's.
Yeah,
That's the
smoke would
next
definitely
video.
help. Yeah.
But how hard can that smoke thing be? I mean, once you learn it, like.
Oh, don't get it started. Oh, forget about it. Oh, yeah.
It's technical.
Well,
You gotta line
different
it
colors,
just
different
perfect.
speeds, beats and meters. There's
All
a
right,
lot to it.
so let's go back to this past Saturday. Alt ID doing what I think certainly one of my all-time favorite songs by the Allman Brothers, Midnight Rider. You guys did a really nice job. Now I'll tell you this: my previous band did this song. We tried to do the harmonies, and I think we did okay. But you watch you guys, and I think, and I say, I don't even know how many times you rehearsed this song, but like. I for like I think you guys did it equally. Well, no, you did it. You did it.
Pants, man.
You did it equally as well as my previous band did it, and we'd rehearsed it 1,000 times. So it's just to put that in perspective. So this is Midnight Rider, Allman Brothers, Alt ID. This is Dennis, Joey. I think Emmett is playing keys on this, and Tommy and
harmony work too, Emmett.
And a mystery drummer. Can you tell us about the mystery drummer?
What can we tell him? Yeah.
Was he? Obviously,
No, Dave Lindsay showed up.
Dave-
We haven't much luck with drummers.
We met him in ground level cowbell.
Right. Those of you at home know Dave from Ground Level Cowbell.
Every time we get a decent drummer to the band, they play with us and like, yeah, I can't play with you guys, and they quit. So he was number 5. He didn't know what he was in for.
It's like
so
Spinal Tap.
We're trying to behave ourselves.
Exactly.
We hope he
Yeah.
sticks around.
Nigel's
We don't
rejoining
know.
the band,
I don't
so
know.
we're looking for a new drummer now.
All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and play this.
Yeah.
Go ahead and play this. This is Dave Lindsay, of course, on drums, Emmett on keys, and then the other 3 individuals. And then Kate, you're in the audience. As I wish I was. No, wait. Did I see this? No, I didn't see this. I came in a little bit after this was recorded. So let's sit back, relax, and enjoy. Here we go.
Okay.
Road to keep on riding, and I'm bound to keep on riding. I got one more silver dollar. I'm not gonna let on catch me, no. Not gonna let on catch midnight rider.
Nice. By the way, all of us musicians recognize that look, Tommy, when you look back at Joey going, when are we ending this?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
No. It wasn't up to me. It was up to Dave Lindsay, and Dave plays in like Grateful Dead bands. So
Oh, right.
for another hour.
He's jamming away.
It's like an AM version for him. So
And
we were
Dave
just
had
like,
never played with us before. Dave was listening to
that
scratch
was
tracks.
awesome
It's like,
too,
yeah,
by
I'll
the
be
way.
okay. I'll figure it out. We're like, okay, so we're just, you nailed it. We didn't know how to end it.
Nah, you know what?
But do you know how many musicians have given Henry the same look?
I know,
but
right?
there's
And that's the truth.
He's like,
People have gone like this to Henry, and like you can't
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah, right, exactly. Well,
You
I
weren't any better on Dave either.
I thought it sounded great from what I can see. I wish I was there live, but hopefully next time. And I know you guys. I guess from Alter Ego standpoint, you guys are prepping and hopefully getting out there real soon. Just obviously keep us posted on any gigs, etc., and all that stuff.
Definitely.
It's about time, right? It's about time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
It was
way overdue,
it was
man.
weird to play out in front of people again. I was a nervous wreck. I forgot what the adrenaline felt like, but once I was through it, it was great.
Yeah.
You know, so
Hey.
it's definitely missed. You know, it was fun.
Suddenly all the songs
Yeah.
are
All right, so listen, since we're all sort of a tight knit group here, why don't we, if you don't mind, I'm going to see if I can. I don't mean to pull an Ed Train in having 9 individuals, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to because I just think it's such a great community. I just want to make sure we bring everybody in here. So on the screen,
Hey guys.
On the screen, we have Dave and Sherry. Obviously, we've already introduced. We have Mikey Beans, or Mike Baumwell, as he's otherwise known.
Hey.
We have Winston Weishart also on the screen, and I'm going to bring on Eric as well.
What's up? What's up, rockers?
Can't get enough. You can't get enough of this stuff, right? Like, yeah.
I will
So
be streaming on Saturday night.
let me explain why I'm sort of bringing everybody together here, because we're all sort of we're going to interact over the next couple of songs because there's a lot of intermeshing happening. So Winston, Mikey, and Dave and I were all part of the next song that we're going to go ahead and premiere, this next video / song. I was hoping we would be joined by some others, but everyone has their own schedules, etc., and we try to coordinate as best we can. But we were joined by some excellent horn players as well as an excellent guitarist by the name of Cesar Aragundi, etc. And we're going to go ahead and debut this. This is 25 or 624. This is Chicago. Listen. I just want to share. This was one of those songs. I think someone had mentioned, "Gee, it'd be great to be able to do this song sometime." And I've always said, "Man, I would love to do this song sometime." But it's not easy to get 4 horn players or 4.
Where are you going to find horn players?
Anybody happen to know a trumpet player that or a trombone player? Like, it's not
Mike
easy.
Beans is like the guy who can get anything. It's like I can get that. Yeah,
He's nationwide.
He's badass.
He's got a guy. He's got a guy.
Yeah, I sound like a dealer.
Yeah.
I got a trumpet guy. Yeah.
I got a trumpet guy who knows a tuba guy. Don't worry, I got it covered.
Well, Mike, I
don't
remember what song it was, but you had another one of of your videos that he had a really pretty elaborate horn section, and so I reached out to Mike and said, is it possible that we can? But even that, then trying to find someone who could nail the Terry Kath lead, which was really not simple. I mean, by any standard. We were talking about Terry Kath earlier, originally being a bass player, and he turned out to be, somebody that Jimi Hendrix said, "This guy's better than I am," and that's a true story, by the way. So this is it. This is our version of 25 or 64. I'm extraordinarily proud of this. It took a lot of time, obviously, a lot of effort, and again, Mike, we'll recount on the back end. Again, Dave, Mike, Winston. I should introduce Cesar Aragundi on guitar rather. We have Marshall Rao, that's Dave Rao's son, playing trombone. Right. We have Dan Chiplock playing. He's playing the baritone sax, right? Okay, that's the one with the big thing. And then we have Patrick Casey playing trumpet, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so this is all hands on deck.
And Winston on sax.
And then who? Winston on sax? All right. And then, of course, Winston on sax. We're not going to forget Winston. So here we go. Sit back. Hopefully you enjoy it. We certainly put a lot of effort into this, and cross our fingers you guys will enjoy it. And then when we come back, we'll have some stuff from Eric and from Winston and Mikey.
And Dave the man. Dave's on bass.
I said Dave, didn't I?
Oh, you did? Okay.
Dave,
I'm saying it again.
Well, then, just in case, Dave's on bass. All right.
Dave.
There we go.
crazy sick.
Man.
Fire. Fire. That's the first time I saw that all the way through. You know, all I saw before was the little teaser. Wow.
Yeah,
Right. Caesar, holy
I know.
and the horn section, man, that came out great. I'm not worthy. I don't know why you called me for that one. That was
Totally worthy, man. That bass was right in the pocket.
Yeah.
Caesar's my guitar crush. I've already admitted that to everyone.
I mean, the whole video was phenomenal, but the guitar playing was crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he makes it look easy too. He's just like,
I know.
Yeah, like I'm breathing. I'm just breathing. You know?
And it's interesting because
everybody involved with that was such a
when you think about guitar leads, there's a lot of signature parts of that lead.
Yeah.
And you kind of wait for him. Like you've heard the song a million times. You kind of wait for him, and he hits every one of them. You're like, wow.
Did you see that one little thing at the end? We did the whole little Eddie Van Halen thing. Hit the
So Mike, so that's Caesar Aragundi. Now Caesar is a friend of JC's. Am I correct? He's a former bandmate or something. I believe he's out of the city or the five boroughs or somewhere.
I think he lives in. He either lives in. I think he lives in Long Island or Connecticut. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
Maybe Queens.
Long Island, Queens, or Connecticut. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
he's either in Rhode Island, possibly Florida.
I heard he was sighted in West Virginia over the weekend.
Anyhow, well, listen.
He's a friend of
JC,
and they play. They do some gigs together, and they've known each other for a long time.
Yep.
And that's how I got connected to Caesar.
I'd love to see him and JC and the band that they've got together. I mean, they're dynamite.
That must be sick.
But anyhow, look, my thanks again, and we're gonna go ahead and pivot. But my thanks again to Mike for helping in all of that. Mike did all the audio production on it. I was like, hey, we're having. I just got a. Excuse me for one sec here. We got a note that apparently my Twitch feed is down. For those of you watching on Twitch, our apologies. Like Twitch.
I can't hear it.
I thought it was a hip thing to do to stream this on Twitch. Anyway, so possibly because I wonder, every once in a while they'll flag a song because it sounds too much like the original.
If you nail the lead,
if you nail the lead, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's funny though, like when you put I've figured this out. When you put something at the beginning of the song that's not part of the song, then like the algorithm, it fucks with the algorithm and it won't know. So
ignores it.
Yeah,
I've had them.
With the Eagles song, we did that. It didn't work out.
I tried
okay.
So again, my thanks to Mikey for coordinating. Winston, thank you for all. I know you provided a lot of the arrangement, the music, you had all the sheets, you had all the music for whatever you did. Whatever you did, thank you for your assistance on that. And of course, Dave, thanks again for returning that. Nailing it from the outset. So all right, so let's pivot. You guys, I'm sorry, alternate universe idea. Are you guys getting a little restless there?
No, we're chilling.
All right, so we will now introduce the next act, which is actually also on the same panel. Hi, Mikey Beans, Winston, and Eric. How are you guys doing?
Hey, what's up?
I'd like to introduce to you Rock Steady Collective playing this weekend in Bridgeport. Captain's Cove.
Captain's Cove.
Down by the water, baby. Down by the sea.
I had an opportunity to check these guys out at rehearsal the other day. You guys sound awesome. Seriously, if you close your eyes, a lot of the stuff just sounded right, like to the T. Like, it's awesome stuff. Tell us about who wants to take the lead on this. Tell us about how this all came together and what you guys are prepping for us for this weekend.
Take it, Mikey. No, you're proud. No, man, all you, Mikey.
where it's going to be a nice reggae fest. We're going to play a lot of Bob Marley, Peter Tosh. We're going to do Legalize It, so everybody can have fun with that.
Yep.
Bring your
It's
marijuana.
good for your asthma, apparently. By the way,
And your rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah, bring your medicinal marijuana because I'm gonna want some, and it will be good. And we're gonna have a fun time. We're gonna play. We're gonna do some Paul Simon. It's not strictly reggae. We're gonna play a couple. We're doing some interesting like rock tunes that we converted to reggae. Like we're gonna do a Steve Miller tune, which should be fun. And it's gonna be a good time, man. A lot of people coming out, and Frank's gonna help us out with doing some sound stuff.
I'm happy to do that. Thank you.
At my request, apparently.
Yeah, apparently, Mike calls me up and says, Eric really wants you to be the sound guy on this. I'm like, all right, great. Hey, Eric, thank you very much for requesting my services. He's like, did I really? And by the way, just so you know, Eric, I was just totally kidding. Mike never said that. I'm just kidding. All right, so
what he said was anybody but.
Yeah. Anyone but Tosto. Don't call that clown.
We're in trouble. That's all I can say is we're in trouble.
To Eric's surprise, I show up. Hi, I'm the sound guy. How do you work this thing? All right, so let's give everybody a taste of what we are in store for. This is this Saturday at Captain's Cove in Bridgeport. This is Rocksteady Collective.
Stock. I had to run like a fugitive to save the life I live. I'm gonna be iron.
Yeah, it's right.
Good stuff, man. That was excellent.
Eric, I don't think I've ever seen you smile while singing. Seriously, I'm not kidding. So that's a nice look. It's a nice it's a nice thing that you do there with your.
I'll try and do it more. I don't know, man. I'm usually singing about like guns and violence and
You're not gonna smile.
consciousness and weirdness. So.
That was cool. That was cool. By the way, what a relatively obscure song. I mean, seriously, as far as Marley's, that was released posthumously. It was released like in 93 or 94, like 20 years after, whatever, or 15 years after he had passed. But so it's one of those songs that you don't really think of, or at least I didn't really think
I'd
of.
never heard of it before. And that's the crazy thing about music. I keep thinking about what's that Dr. Seuss book? Oh, the places you'll go. It's not, I know it's not Dr. Seuss isn't popular right now, but that's what music is like. It just takes you all these places. I mean, I've never been to Jamaica, but the music has taken me to reggae music, which I had no idea I was ever going to play. I've played with most of you guys here on the screen. I didn't know who you were. I'd never, talked to anybody like you before. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Anybody like you? Anyway, I'm happy to have met you guys, and I'm happy to have gone these places with you all. And I'm just looking forward to doing more of it.
To be frank with somebody, if I have to be frank with Frank.
The first time, so I didn't know Eric at all, and
give it a shot.
One time I was watching Ed Train's live Facebook Live from Bobby Q's, and Eric was doing a tribute or I forget exactly. I think
it was Bob Dylan's birthday.
Bob Dylan's birthday. Yeah, Eric and
80 today, by the way. Happy birthday, Bob Dylan.
Number 80.
And I was watching you, and you did I think you did Tangled Up in Blue, or you did some Bob Dylan tune, but you did it in a very interesting way. It wasn't exactly the way Bob Dylan does it. I don't know. Was it Tangled Up in Blue?
I think it was Stuck Inside a Mobile with the Memphis Blues again.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Wow. And I saw that, and I said, this. I want to get to know this dude because you got some talent there, man. And
that's the things to say.
Thanks, man. I paid him for that, so I paid him for that, just so everybody knows.
I think all of us have the same question in our minds. How do you know what song he was thinking he saw you perform? Because you did a bunch that night. How did you know that was the song that Mikey was thinking of?
Because I actually remember him reaching out and being like, "Hey, that was really cool. What you did," and I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
All right, so let's talk about some.
And I just want to give another shout out to Dave, who did a gig with me 2 years ago on this date when we did the first Bob Dylan tribute at Bobby Q's. So that was a full set. That was great.
Yeah, it was you, me, Dave Rao.
Mm-hmm. Ed Train.
We played with everybody.
You know what?
Train, yeah.
You play with everybody. Don't consider yourself special, man.
Except
Oh
for me.
man,
He plays with everyone except for me.
that's good.
Hey, I heard if you put kangaroos at the end of your videos, you won't get picked up by the copyright.
No, that's what I heard as well. I don't know how true that is. We're gonna test that theory.
Nick
All right,
Dundee might come after your ass, though.
So while we are all in a festive mood, we will then turn to Eric and Light Warriors. Eric, you did something super cool this past weekend. Tell us about it, and we have a video to show. It was this past weekend, right? Was that yeah?
Bijou was two weekends ago. Yeah,
Whatever.
We played the Bijou Theater. I gotta say, when we got the gig offer, I was a little bit shocked because they always get tribute bands, because tribute bands can sell out something like that, and to do original music was a little scary, honestly. But we did really well. We were, of course, raising money for Why Hunger, which we were ambassadors to their program, and it's just a great thing to be a part of. So we're super psyched about being able to raise money, fighting poverty and fighting hunger in this time, especially as the pandemic has really been terrible globally I'm getting a really weird echo. I'm tripping out whoa, I'm hearing myself in my ear headphones, and that's crazy. Whoa, I got like some acid flashback thing going on right now. But
sounds good from our standpoint.
Okay.
Yeah, you're coming in. Yeah, don't worry about it.
More, please. So I haven't gotten the final totals yet, but I think we raised a decent amount of money for Why Hunger through online and of course in theater. And it was great to just be on a big stage again. It's been like almost 2 decades for me because I toured back in like 03 and 05, and I played those kinds of venues a lot, and it was a little scary actually, but we had a really good time. So I think we're doing what is it? Truth exists inside the moment.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's exactly it. All right.
So here's one clip. We're gonna have more coming.
All right, cool. This is Light Warriors. Truth exists inside the moment, live from the Bijou a couple of weeks ago. And sit back, relax, hang out, everyone. We'll come right back.
We're neither black or white, brown, yellow, or red. We're human beings, live to be instead. I'm standing before you, willing to die. The chance you'll catch yourself in my eye. Truth exists inside the moment. Forces at work never know them. Heavenly souls never own them. Truth exists in all this talk of killing, make a shout and scream. Blood on your hands never gets washed clean. Industry creed, poverty, turn hearts mean. Fragile policy, killers fight to keep. You know it, truth exists inside the moment. Forces at work never know them. Heavenly souls never own them. Truth exists in. Keep building some barriers. Yeah, they keep focusing on these hate carriers. Intentions are clear, keeping prejudice near. Because harmony, I tell you, harmony is truly what they feel. There is failure to negate, vision blinded by hate. All this human coverization of state. Why carry such heavy weight when opposites can relate to when stolen dreams make many hearts break? Truth exists inside the moment. Forces at work never know them. Heavenly souls never own them. Truth exists in moment.
That was dynamite, man. You just get. I'm sure I can speak for every. You just get lost in that song. I mean, it's so well done. I mean, really well done. And that what is that called, an alto sax? Is that small alto?
That's soprano. And the thing is, that was like the third song, and the audience really came. I was sitting like third row, right in front.
Winston was there, man.
Player. I was, and the audience, you heard them applaud after that because it was just so good. And then Eric comes on and talks from outer space.
I mean,
it was
with
a
that
priceless moment. Oh, it was great.
Listen, I noticed you had, and it sounds like you guys are well covered with congas, etc. But if you're ever looking for a slightly overweight Italian conga player, I know one. So you just let me know, okay?
I think I know one too.
What about that bass player? Angel, awesome, man.
Oh man,
Angel. Eric puts the conga players in front, right? Nobody does that, right? And they're sitting on the percussion.
They belong
is so
in
much
the
a
front.
Part of that. Yeah,
Winston, they belong in the front. Let's call it like it is. They belong in the front. That was awesome, Eric, and I was and I definitely want to see more of that. Unfortunately, I was away that when you were doing that, and so I didn't catch any of it. So I kept kind of sort of like, maybe he'll post it somewhere or whatever. So just keep us posted on that because that was awesome.
Thanks,
really
brother.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
So we got a lot of good stuff happening. I'm glad we're finally getting out and playing and meeting up in person and seeing each other and doing what we do best, right? There's definitely we've talked about the light at the end of the tunnel. I think we've emerged from the tunnel and now it's back to cross our fingers, keep ourselves safe, but hopefully we all stay safe. But at the end of the day, it's sort of back to normal, right?
Well, abnormal. Back to abnormal, I think, for these guys.
Okay.
We don't want to go back to normal.
It's a relative term.
No, definitely not that normal. I don't want to go back to that normal again.
So let's remind everyone, Rocksteady Collective this Saturday in
Saturday
Bridgeport,
night.
starting at what time, Mikey Beans?
9:00.
All right, Winston, that means you have to be. So we start at 9. Winston will show up at 4 to set everything up. Because
Winston, he's got to be there at 10 in the morning.
Winston's like a sound guy. He's like, for those of you that don't know Winston does all the behind the scenes stuff. He's got you've got this amazing rig, your PA, like 19 different speakers. So God bless Winston. We need more Winstons. Eric
to that.
Eric and Mikey, you guys will be there Saturday night. Dave and Sherry, thanks again for joining us. Really, always a pleasure to see you all. The Alt ID Universe Alter Ego.
Hollywood.
And Kate. Where's Kate? Where's Kate?
She had enough of us.
She had choir engagement.
I hear you. Kate, the marathon runner. I said to Kate when I saw her, I said, I was just literally, and this is not a lie, I had been talking about Kate to my son, who's actually first time ever will be running in the New York City Marathon.
Wow.
How he got in, just like a luck of the draw type of thing.
Kids, come back. Oh wait, you started talking about running. There we go.
Did somebody mention running?
Yeah, we'll be here for a while.
Do the folks on the screen know that Kate is an absolute a marathon? You've done like 1,000 marathons. One in the Antarctic, right? Am I correct?
All 50 states, Antarctica.
Incredible.
Everywhere.
Incredible. Well, listen, as always, thank you all. Really do appreciate you guys coming out this evening and, looking forward to things to come. And we will hopefully be back. So I'm just going to say goodbye to the folks on the screen, and then I'll sort of wrap up our kind. That actually concludes our show today. But thank you again, Eric. We'll see you on Saturday. Mikey, Winston, see you on Saturday. David, we'll see you soon. And Alt ID, we'll see you guys soon as well.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Take care, guys.
Great show, Frank. Great show.
Thank you. Oh, they're funny, man. Mikey Beans, where are you? There we go. Okay. All right. That concludes our show. We had so much fun this evening. A little shorter show than in weeks past, but I think that's actually a good thing, because when you think about it, like, well, I know for a fact that there was an open mic happening in Southport this evening. And so that's sort of that just shows that we are back to normal, or abnormal, as someone had mentioned or cited. I want to thank everyone that's joined us this evening. Mr. Nick Carter started us off. Mike Soma, thank you again, Mike. Don't forget, Mike does a Friday. Well, this coming Friday night, he'll be at the Hibernian Hall in downtown Stamford, and I will ask Mike to post information about that. Just kind of hanging out, drinking a beer or two, and playing some music. So if you're in the area, just want to step in and just say hello, why not? Nick Amico, thank you again, Nick. We'll see you soon as well. Matt McDonald, thank you again. Thanks to Pete O'Neill. Pete is a newcomer to the Stamford community, certainly an extraordinarily accomplished musician. So Pete, thank you again for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Damon the Dude, as always, hitting it out of the park, but that's the truth. And then, of course, Tommy and Alt Universe and all of the folks that joined me on 25 or 624. Let's see if I can kind of rattle off the folks on that. Okay, it was Patrick Casey. It was because I don't know all of the folks. I think I may have already screwed it up. It was Patrick Casey, right? It was Dan Chiplock, all right? It was Winston Weishart. It was Marshall Rao. It was Dave Platt, Cesar Aragundi, Mike Baumwell, and myself. So then I think I covered everybody. So thank you all. And then, of course, we had Light Warriors as well as Rocksteady Collective. Thank you all. So that does it for this show. I have said this over and over, and I will continue to say it. We will be here as long as it takes, and as long as you'll have us. It is always a pleasure to be part of this. When some folks will come up on occasion and say, "Oh, thank you very much for doing it," and I always say, "Well, it's my pleasure," and that's the absolute truth. This is my pleasure. Like, you guys happen to be, nice enough to be part of it, but this is fun. Like, let's face it, why not? Let's just continue to do what we do and continue to promote what we do and play as often as we can. So that is it, and I just want to, again, thank everybody for tuning in, and I will hopefully see you guys soon the next time out. Until then, please stay safe, please stay well, and that's it for me. This is Frank Tosto signing off. God bless.
Angels hover, lift off to victory smothered. Lengthy competition signals, old ways dying and brittle. Power conceived by a master, gorging on it faster and faster. Reverence turns cold in an instant. Shackles strangling resistance. Strikes at the fearful under guise of protecting people who by rules they're creating from this axis in time proliferating. Survival of joy is the mission.